Yes, this story is real. And yes, the CIA really did drop Soviet nuclear weapons nearly 5 kilometers down into the dark. February 8, 1968. A Soviet submarine carrying 3 nuclear missiles just disappears. No distress call. No debris. No goodbye. Only silence. 98 men vanish. And with them weapons strong enough to wipe entire cities off the map. The Kremlin searches for 2 months and finds nothing. But 8,000 kilometers away inside a dim room under the Pentagon, American analysts are already smiling. Because they know exactly where that submarine is. And they are about to try the impossible. Steal it from the bottom of the ocean. This would become the most expensive failure the CIA ever tried to hide. A failure worth about $5 billion in today's money. This is Project Azorian. The operation the CIA denied for 40 years. Until the files finally surfaced and revealed the truth. The Last Patrol. February 16, 1968, Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. The diesel-electric submarine K-129 pulls out of the port under gray falling snow. 98 men. 3 ballistic missiles. 3 megaton warheads. Enough to turn Pearl Harbor into a memory. Their orders. Patrol northeast of Hawaii. Stay invisible. Stay ready. March 8th. They were supposed to check in. They never did. In Kamchatka, the radios fall quiet. The Soviet Navy panics. Search teams sweep the Pacific for weeks. Nothing. But 6,500 kilometers away, the secret underwater ears of America, the SOSUS network, heard something. One explosion, then the sound of crushing steel. Like a giant metal coffin slamming shut. SOSUS calculates the coordinates. July 1968. The U.S. spy submarine Halibut dives into black water down to 5 kilometers. And finds it. The photos return stamped for eyes only. The broken Soviet sub. Open missile tubes. And Moscow has no idea where it rests. In Langley, inside a smoky room, someone whispers, "We have to get it." The billion-dollar heist. They did not need the sub. They needed what was inside. 3 nuclear missiles. Codebooks that could break the entire Soviet naval network overnight. Maybe nuclear torpedoes. And the Holy Grail. Proof that the Soviets were closer to striking America than anyone believed. President Nixon signs off personally. The operation gets a code name. Project Azorian. Budget. Does not matter. Black budget. Unlimited. The plan. Build the biggest, strangest ship in history. But how do you do that without anyone noticing? Easy. You hire the most eccentric billionaire on earth. Howard Hughes. 1971. Hughes announces, "I am going to mine manganese from the bottom of the ocean." The press laughs. The perfect cover. Behind the curtain, the CIA builds the Glomar Explorer. A 618-foot monster with a hidden moon pool big enough to swallow a submarine. Cost. $800 million in 1974 money. About $5 billion today. The mission. Reach the crash site. Lower a giant mechanical claw nicknamed Clementine. Grab the submarine. Lift it 5 kilometers up. And vanish. It was insane. It was genius. And it was about to become the most expensive oops in spy history. The Claw. August 1, 1974, 2 a.m. The Glomar Explorer sits right above the wreck. On the horizon, 2 Soviet ships watch like hawks. The crew waves. Hi comrades, just digging for rocks. Below deck, the real show begins. A 6-ton steel claw starts descending. 18-meter pipe sections locked together like the spine of a demon. 3 days to reach the bottom. With every meter the cables scream. And then, contact. The claw bites into the torn steel hull. The lights flicker on the deep-sea camera. They see the forward section of K-129. 38 meters of twisted Soviet metal. And 6 dead sailors still at their posts. They begin the lift. 1 meter per minute. 5 kilometers of prayer. The break. Halfway up at around 2,700 meters, the impossible happens. Metal fatigue. 1 massive support beam snaps. You can hear it on the surviving audio. A deep metallic crack echoing through the entire ship. 2/3 of the submarine. The part with the missiles. The code room. The nuclear weapons. Breaks off. 58 meters of Soviet submarine fall back into the abyss. Lost forever. The remaining 38-meter nose section keeps rising. They pull it into the hidden moon pool. The doors slam shut. And everyone pretends nothing happened. The Soviet ships 200 yards away see nothing unusual. Just Americans testing equipment. Inside the moonpool, CIA officers stare at what remains. 2 torpedoes, maybe nuclear. Some navigation gear. And 6 frozen Soviet sailors still holding their logbooks. They film a military-style burial at sea for the 6 men while the Soviet anthem plays. Then they hide the footage for 18 years. The cover-up. The Glomar explorer sails home. The official report to the president reads, "Partial success. Most valuable sections lost. Recommend ending operation." Translation: We spent $5 billion. And dropped nuclear warheads. The operation gets buried. The files stamped burn before reading. Everyone swears silence. But secrets that big never stay underwater forever. The theft that exposed the theft. June 1974, Los Angeles. A bunch of small-time thieves break into a Howard Hughes office looking for cash. They find something better. A folder labeled Project Jennifer. Blueprints. Contracts. Proof that the CIA paid Hughes hundreds of millions. The thieves try to sell it. Rumors spread. Legendary journalist Jack Anderson gets the story of the decade. February 18, 1975. Front page of the Los Angeles Times. The CIA used a Hughes ship to raise a Soviet submarine. Langley panics. Reporters file Freedom of Information requests. The CIA invents a new answer that becomes famous. We can neither confirm nor deny the existence of such documents. The Glomar response is born. Congress erupts. How the hell did you spend $500 million and lose nuclear weapons? The operation is dead. The cover story is dead. Only the legend survives. The aftermath. For 40 years the CIA denied everything. Then in 2010 the files began to surface. Now we know. They did raise part of the submarine. They did drop nuclear missiles. And those warheads are still down there 5 kilometers underwater waiting. The Soviets and later the Russians officially did not acknowledge the loss of K-129 until the 1990s. When CIA Director Robert Gates handed Boris Yeltsin the burial tape in 1992, Yeltsin stared and said, "You buried our sailors with honors. Some secrets stay buried. Others cost $5 billion and still flowed back up." So here is the question. What is more dangerous? The deep ocean? Or human stupidity backed by an unlimited budget? If dropping Soviet nuclear warheads into the Pacific sounds wild, wait until you hear the story of how the CIA tried to kill a world leader with exploding cigars and poisoned wetsuits. That video drops next Sunday. Hit the bell icon.